Hey everybody, this is Just for Stood on Gaming with episode 8, match number 1 with Burn here in Modern. Those of you have been asking in particular what list would I personally play, as opposed to playing various other people's lists. I think this is a list that would be pretty close to the baseline I would start with, as far as if I was testing for a slightly more serious event. Very similar to the list we've been playing with the Boros list. One of Splash for Stomping Ground for the Vines and the Cinder Vines and the sideboard. Some people prefer Destructive Revelry, some people prefer Wear Tear. I think with the influx of Chalice decks, it's necessary to go back to having Cinder Vines in the sideboard. Beyond that, I prefer personally four Lightning Helix in my main deck at this point. It's possible we should go back to a 2-2 split on that and Skullcrack, but we'll see how that plays out in this league. 19 lands, 1 Lavamancer on the main. It's your regular burn list from there. Sideboard's a little bit different. Ensnaring Bridge is 1 card I don't personally own in paper, but if I did, I'd probably run it right now. Could always, take this out for 2 Skullcracks. Could, another Path, another Skullcrack. So, there are several different things you could do with these if you don't personally own Ensnaring Bridge. I know it's a bit of an expensive card compared to even the rest of Burn, outside of like maybe Scalding Tarn if you happen to run that in your list. Cinder Vines, this kind of fills the Destructive Revelry slot. Also pretty good against, decks like Storm. Used to be good against KCI, good against, the War Prison decks, etc. Anything you need to a Shatter effect, but also, it's pretty good against control decks and pretty good against a lot of decks that are casting a lot of cantrips and spells. Searing Blood and Path to Exile for creature-based decks. Skullcrack for any type of life gain decks when you need more instant speed stuff. 3 Rest in Peace for graveyard decks, primarily Dredge. Can come in against other decks as well. And Core Firewalker, which this is something I would play in a local event, but I don't know that I would play it in a big event. Because it, basically comes in against Goblins, the Mirror Match, Mono Red Phoenix. So it hits like maybe 5 to 7% of the meta. But this is definitely one of those cards that it's very high impact in the matchups in which you want the card. So, just kind of the definition of a sideboard card. Anywho, let's hop into a league and get rolling here. I hope everyone is having a fantastic weekend, or, yeah, it should be a weekend when you see this particular video, because it should be released today. So, I was hoping to play in the Modern Challenge event, but given the fact that I got some family stuff going on later this evening, I can't afford to sit all day in front of the computer and play, well, not all day, but like from like 11 a.m. until 6:30, 7:30, just playing in one large event. This is a pretty easy mulligan here. Sand's better. Second land on top, and the fact that we're on the draw kind of helps. So some version of Tron. So we should be prepared to stare down. Presume we're facing turn 3 Tron and just go from there. So there's a Karn. So we know they'll have a payoff if they get a turn 3 Tron here. So they'll have turn 4 Tron. So, spike you, skewer you, Boros Charm. As long as Goblin God gets in one more hit, we should be good here. Yep, still have 8 mana next turn. Should basically all but lock it up. Lock it up, lock it in. Lay that out. Boros Charm you. Grab another white source so they can't randomly carn us off of it. Guess they could have Worm Coil as their payoff, would be a reason not to concede here. Walking Ballista? Yep. Ballista's fine here, I mean, it guns down our board, so... Let's go ahead and end this game. So winning a game on the draw against Tron is obviously a lot easier in game 1 than the sideboard games, so... Alright, so... some consideration for Cindervines here. Cards we obviously don't want are Searing Blaze. The other card that's kind of is both Eidolon and Grim Lavamancer are both kind of... So, I bring in Cindervines. Go down, what? 1 Eidolon, 1 Lavamancer. Like, Eidolon on the play can be fine, because sometimes they gotta cycle through stars and stuff. This hand doesn't do enough. It's got 4 lands, and it's just got 3 burn spells. This hand's a little bit better. I would have kept a 7, so that's kind of scary. But... Worm Coil. So if they hit Tron on 3, we're in some trouble. That'll at least allow us to take care of Worm Coil Engine. Ballista's kind of annoying. Hopefully they don't just have like natural Tron here. Alright. So hopefully they just play out Worm Coil Engine here instead of Ballista. Yep. Expedition map. So this will put them to, what, 7? Put them to 9, and then... So if I were to play one of these two, I'd put them to 9, and then 4, 6. So... 9 and then hit you for 6 and then making sure I didn't have to suspend Riftbolt here. Like if they have like Nature's Claim plus stuff next turn, we're in trouble, but I can't really play around that with this hand, so. So we know Ballista's in their hand. Sylvan Scrying for... Actually, Thragtusk would be really bad here. Maybe I should have played around that a little bit better. Looks like it's just Ballista, though. Yep. GG's, well played, friend. And that is the Tron matchup, which usually pretty reasonable. You know, as long as they don't have like turn 3 Tron into Wormcoil every time, and you know we had the Path to Exile there, so you know, but they could add Thragtusk or Nature's Claim to kind of prolong the game, which could have been problematic because we were running low on resources. But you know, this has been Dust for Dust on Gaming with episode 7 or 8 and match number 1. Don't remember. This has been Dust for Dust on Gaming. Hope everyone's having a great day.